Hi, my name is Kaz and I'm a channeler and a healer. In today's video we are going to get some messages from Archangel Michael for you. So we've got three groups to choose from. Archangel Michael resonates with the dark blue colour, which is why these crystals are all blue here. What we're going to do first is a group message or a collective message from Archangel Michael, and then we'll separate into your three groups. So you have three crystals to choose from. Crystal 1 is the pyramid. Crystal 2, I've forgotten the name of this one. In fact, I've forgotten the name of all of those. Is the oval one. And crystal 3 is this one here with the brilliant blue on it. The timestamps will be in the description or in the video chapters. I'll see you there. Welcome to the collective messages. I'm just going to start with this crystal here for the general collective messages. Greetings, loved ones. I am here to protect you all. My burden is great, but I rejoice in it. There are a lot of things that are trying to impede so many people on the earth, and it's energy that has been generated over millennia. So it's not necessarily from a particular person, but what it is from all of the people that have lived their thoughts, their disappointments, their rebellion, their anger, their torment. It's all collectively like a cloud hanging over the earth. I am here to protect you when you feel vulnerable. I am here to protect you when you feel a little bit threatened. And it may not necessarily be from living beings that you can see and touch and feel. It may be that it's from some of this energy or energy sent towards you. So whenever you're working on the spiritual domain, call for me and I will come and assist you with your work. Some of you may already be doing this, and you may feel me as a big looming presence. My energy is all-encompassing because it repels away what you do not want. I am very protective for children as well, so if they are scared of anything, you can put a little statue of me next to their beds, particularly at night, when often they are more connected to the spirit world than adults are. And they can pick up a lot more, and it can be incredibly scary for them. I am here to protect all. I do not discriminate. I do not look at people's pasts and what they have done. I do not look at misdeeds. I am here for everyone. So whoever you are, I can protect you. Whoever you want to be, I can protect you. Of course, I cannot protect against what is written in stone. I can protect against what may happen. I can protect against what you may have manifested for yourself in a possibly unlikely manner or unloving manner. I can protect against what is coming towards you in an unloving manner that perhaps you manifested at some point in your life, but not that which is written into your contract. I can mitigate some of this energy, but I cannot prevent it permanently. So if you have a hard lesson in life, I can assist you with it, but I may not be able to protect you if it's something that your soul wanted to experience. You can send an incantation to me, which goes as follows. Archangel Michael, whenever I am threatened by something outside of me, you will appear and you will divert either myself or the energy. Thank you. Amen. That can be used at any time And it is lifelong. So once you say it once, you don't have to say it again. If you feel particularly vulnerable, I will send one of my soldiers to help you on a more permanent basis. I have many beings working with me, and their job is protection too. Imagine it as I am a police commissioner or the head of the police force, and I have many police officers working with me. That is what I will do. I will align, because your energies have to match, a particular, I call them soldiers, to you. And then you will have extra protection. You just have to ask if you feel vulnerable. And then call on that soldier. Their name will be given to you in some form or another. And you can have them in your house when you are driving, when you are outside, when you are inside, during the day, at night, whenever you wish. They are highly trained and have a part of me in them. So the energy is incredibly protective. Alas, I cannot prevent everything, but I can prevent 90% of anything that's flowing to you that you do not wish. So look to the skies when you want assistance in this area, and I will be with you. God bless. Thank you, Archangel Michael. That was a very reassuring message. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I'm sorry if the microphone's picking up the plane noise. We're very close to an airbase, so often during the day there's a lot of planes flying overhead. Hopefully it won't impede the video too much. Now you can just go to the group that you chose and there'll be a message for you there as well. Group 1, welcome to your reading. I'm just going to pick up your crystal and channel through it here and see what Archangel Michael has for you. Okay, he feels that lately you've been quite extended or run down, so there might have been a lot of pressures on you, and he wants to try and relieve some of that pressures. So he is going to advise you to do some cord cutting and some energy line breaking is what he calls it. So he can assist with this as well. He can use his magical sword to do this for you. He's got his sword, he's showing it to me now, is it's almost like looks like a lightning bolt in colour. So it's very, very bright, very, very white, and very, very electric. And he can just cut through cords like butter. If you don't know what cord cutting is, it's basically, I'm just about to do a video on this, funnily enough. It's one of my topics coming up, but it's basically whenever you have an interaction with someone, cords are developed. So when they start out, they're very thin, gossamer, cobwebby type cords. As time goes on and you put more energy into it, whether it be positive or negative, they grow thicker. So if they're made of love, Archangel Michael's showing me they're kind of pink and undulating. If they're made of unloving thoughts, they're more dark and grey and sludgy, but also jagged at the same time. They might have barbs in them. And if they're loving, there's a nice flow between you and the person you're in the loving relationship with. And this is very pertinent in types of cases. So it could be your partner, it could be your children, it could be your parents, it could be other relatives or friends, where you have a really lovely relationship. And it's a give and take. But when it's unloving, so let's just say you had a car bingle with someone in the car park and they yelled at you, that becomes an unloving attachment to you, because it might have been quite shocking for you. You didn't expect someone to react that way. And so you are then thinking about this and putting the energy out there, and I should have said this, and the more you actually engage in that type of I should have this, I should have that, they didn't have that right, blah, 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 blah. And the more you think about it and the more you keep that energy interacted, the more they take your energy from you. And Archangel Michael is now reminding me that when you're in relationship with someone, let's say it's a partnership, and that partnership ends, and maybe there's some not very nice things that went on with the end of the relationship because a lot of people were hurt, or, you know, you and the partner were hurt, your feelings were hurt. And then what happens is people can lash out at each other. That cord still remains. So, this is what we're going to do. Archangel Michael's coming through and he's going to cut through whatever needs to be cut here. And it needs to be dissolved away. Now, if you enter back into not the relationship, but the thoughts of the relationship, the cord regrows. So he's wanting me to give an example here. So let's just say you had a really good friendship with someone and they betrayed you. Every time you think of that hurt, you're giving your power and energy to them. So bring yourself back into you, heal your hurt, and then they can no longer take their energy. Sure, Archangel Michael can come through and cut this cord today, but if you're thinking about that, and every little thought about the situation grows either a new cord or strengthens the one that's already there. So imagine it like a strand of rope. You know, it's not just 3 strands twined together. It's lots and lots of little strands made into 3 large strands twined together. So it's a little bit like that. Archangel Michael's now bringing me to loving relationships and how sometimes you might get a little bit annoyed with those you love. So that can also send out cords to them, and they are unloving cords. So it's time to heal all of those and just have the loving cords that are the unconditional love. They're pink, they're bubbly, they're beautiful between you and the other person. If you cut that cord, it doesn't mean your love will die. He just wants to make that clear. What it is it will just regrow because the love's still there. Okay, so if you find that even your loving family are taking a lot of energy from you and you're feeling depleted, you can still cut cords to them. They'll regrow because you love them, and they'll regrow just as strong. It's like pruning a rose bush. It comes back better after pruning. So the flowers are more vibrant. The fragrance, if it has one, is more vibrant. The leaf colour's more vibrant. So if you say to Archangel Michael, please cut all of my cords that are attached to me through all directions of space and time, they'll be cut, but the loving ones will regrow. Now, if you have a particularly acrimonious connection to someone, and it may be karmic, so it might be very, very strong and intense for you and also them, you will have to cut those on a regular basis until you can get the healing done in your heart and in your mind. Sometimes we heal our heart but not our mind, and so our thoughts often go to those same patterns again. So he's now bringing me to and I know I've switched from channeling Archangel Michael to telling you what he's saying. It's just easier for me to speak in my own voice sometimes. He's telling me that sometimes people can send them towards you without you being aware as well. Let's just say you're totally over your ex-partner, but they're not over you, and they haven't done any healing around whatever went on. So they can be sending, and I see them as little grey projections towards you, and it hooks into you. So you can actually keep sweeping those through, because you may not be aware. And you may not be aware about what other people around you are thinking. Some people might be in quite a unhappy place, and so they're projecting out all their unhappiness on everyone they interact with. So he's showing me just do a sweep every 24 hours, and that's general for everyone. It's probably really good spiritual hygiene, but for you, group 1, that's very particular to you. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for your assistance there. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next reading. Group 2, welcome to your reading. I am just going to pick up the crystal to channel through it. Now, in the last reading, I started channeling Archangel Michael, but I found it hard to use his words, and you may find that that's the same in the collective reading. So I'm going to ask him to pass me the messages. That's what I ended up doing in group 1. Okay. Archangel Michael's saying that you as a group are freer than most, but you may not appreciate that about yourself. So you may have a very high spiritual understanding, but you can't always relate it to your everyday world. So it may be that you see things quite differently to others, and you feel like an outcast because you see things differently to others. But what he's saying is, what you actually have is an elevated position in spiritual hierarchy as a human. So you may not think of it that. You just might think, I don't resonate with any of these people at all. These people around me, they're kind of doing my head in. I don't know where they're coming from or what's happening here or what's going on. He's bringing me to star seeds now, so you may think quite differently because of that. But I also feel that you may not necessarily be highly spiritual or work in the spiritual field or practice a spiritual practice every day, but you are still highly evolved, and you look at the chaos in some people's lives that are around you, and you kind of think, I don't get it. Because you have evolved past that point of having to try and create scenarios to work things through. So you may have already done a lot of work in this lifetime, and you most definitely have done a lot of work in other lifetimes of working through karmic behaviour and also working through conflict resolution. I feel that you're quite calm people, and that may not always appear to other people to be the case, and I'm getting that sense of still waters run deep, and you may not express it, but you're quite calm in the face of adversity. Some people might think that you're a little bit too logical, or you don't feel things, or you're quite cold, but that's not the case. You're just not invested in the drama that goes on in the world. And Archangel Michael says it's a gift, and you might have been told many, many times that it's a flaw, but it's not. It's a gift. So celebrate that gift. Celebrate the fact that you have passed all of your lessons, not all of them, but most of them, and that you are able to elevate above it all. So when people are getting into pettiness, and he said this and she said that and they said this and whatever, you don't feel bad because you're not engaged in it. Feel happy that you don't have to be engaged in it. For some reason, I'm getting that some of you are single here, and you're single because you just haven't met the person who can match your energy. And that person will come along, but they might have to get to the point where their energy matches yours. So it's about a magnetic match, and not opposites, the same energy. Not necessarily the same people, the same energy. And that's a really lovely feeling here. If you're not single, I feel like some of you aren't understood by your partner, and it's time to express how you feel about things. So your partner might actually say to you, why doesn't this bother you? And what you might have done is attract someone who things bother them a lot, because they're showing you that you have risen above all those things that bother you. And it doesn't mean that you're not meant to be together. It just means they're showing you another side of the coin. Maybe you've gone through life without things bothering you at all, and they want you to realise that things do bother other people. So to have that acceptance, just because things don't bother you doesn't mean that people shouldn't go through what they're going through. You need to be tolerant of that. And you need to accept that about them, because they're still learning their lessons. I'm standing here smiling because this is actually really lovely energy. And even though you don't fit into the social norm, you are still such an integral part of society without really knowing it. And what I'm getting from Archangel Michael here is that you become the social norm, but maybe not just yet. You're one of the pioneers, if you like, one of the first explorers, one of the first to have this pattern of behaviour. And over time, others will join you. But remember that if you are single, you will find someone else on this wavelength as well, very shortly. So within the next couple of years. And I'm hearing that you will create a soul story together. Lovely energy. Sorry about the airplane noise. I did say the same thing in group 1. We're very near an airbase, so if you heard the airplane, apologies. You might not have heard it at all. So in that case, don't worry about it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you in my next one. Group 3, welcome to your reading. I'm just going to pick up your stone here, or your crystal, and channel through it. Okay, now in the last 2 groups, I'm just going to do a little bit of an explanation here. I started channeling directly from Archangel Michael, but I found it really hard to find words when I did that. So he's going to pass me the messages and I'm going to speak in my own words. You may have noticed that the collective message was very stilted, and that's the reason why. He's so high vibrational and so high energy that it's like he's, I don't know, shouting through a tunnel. And it's harder for me, so I'm just going to pass some messages from him rather than directly channel him. Okay, what have we got for you, group 3? Okay, he wants you to be more adventurous. So perhaps you've been in a comfort zone for a long time, and Archangel Michael says there's nothing to be fearful of. He will be with you. He will come on your adventures with you. He'll bring some of his soldiers to protect you from all directions. And like I'm getting, maybe there's a fear of flying. Maybe there's a fear of going to countries you've never been to before. Maybe there's a fear of heights. Maybe there's a fear of water. Maybe there's a fear of whatever it happens to be. Sharks, snakes and spiders is what Everyone tells me when I travel that they hear about Australia. So whatever it happens to be, he will protect you from it. And he really wants you out of your comfort zone. There's an energetic portal is what I'm hearing for you, but it's not in the country you currently reside in. So it's time to pack up sticks, not necessarily move permanently, but to explore the world. And you may take an extended time to do this. This is highly recommended by Archangel Michael because your energy is needed elsewhere, and the geographic place that you go needs to give you something, some sort of energy. There's an energy exchange happening. So it may be a dimensional portal travel as well, not necessarily in human form, maybe energetic. Maybe you need to pick up some codes from a certain place and bring them back to where you currently reside. For some of you, this may be a long-term move. You may go and explore somewhere, absolutely fall in love with it, and your soul longs to be there, and then you move there. Over, a couple of years, you might decide that that's what you're going to do, and you start working towards it. So there's adventure to be had, and Archangel Michael wants to get you off the couch and out into the world and starting to explore what is foreign to you. So if you've already done a lot of travel, this would be either going back to a place you really, really felt great at and really resonated with, or finding somewhere new that does that for you. Some of you may already be adventurers and have done a lot of exploring, and maybe you've had a break. Maybe you've had kids and you've had to take a break from that, or maybe you got a job that tied you in one place. And Archangel Michael says it's time to, he's showing me literally like packing up a tent and moving on. So, it's time to explore. It's time to get out there. The energy is right for that now. But I'm still seeing this portal, and it's almost like a swirling portal for some of you. Maybe not all of you, but definitely all of you have some sort of mission to complete with going somewhere new that you haven't been in this lifetime. And it may be you go somewhere that you've been in several lifetimes, or you go somewhere where you've had a really, really lovely lifetime that's mostly been very peaceful and content. And you will feel that. You'll feel that draw. If you're not sure at all, just stick a pin in a map and go there. Or you may just overhear someone's conversation talking about a place they went to. Or you may have something pop up on your social media feeds. I mean, the universe is going to give you clues, Archangel Michael says. So the universe will send you some clues as to where you need to be. And you may not go to where you need to be immediately. You may have a little snaking path to where you really need to be. But when you get to where you really need to be, it'll be very, very obvious. And I'm just hearing adventure. Adventure. It'll be an adventure. But he will come with you, and he will protect you from whatever you're worried about. I'm seeing people worried about their passports. I'm seeing people worried about packing enough. I'm seeing people worried about their luggage. Just a lot of worry. And Archangel Michael says, go peacefully on your adventures, and it will be wonderful. If you are worried, you can just send love to whatever you're worried about and cut off the worry that way. I'm feeling that some of you may actually do things that you never thought you would do. I just did a reading on this recently with there was one group that, actually there's been a couple of readings recently about travel. And there was one group, and I can't even remember which reading it was in, about doing things you never thought you'd do, or doing things you didn't think you were physically capable of doing. So I'm seeing people water rafting or climbing mountains or hills or going on long treks. I'm thinking particularly of like Hadrian's Wall, or somewhere that's historic, following an historic trail or a pilgrimage. Something along those lines that you never thought A, you'd want to do, and B, you'd be physically capable of doing. And I feel like with this adventure you're growing out of your shell and it's time for a new shell. You may already be feeling the constrictions of your shell. When crazy crabs, as they grow, they need larger shells to crawl into. I feel like you're just about to come out of your little shell and you're going into a bigger shell. And that's where you may get the urge to really venture outside of your comfort zone. Well, that's all we have there. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for your assistance in this reading. And thank you to you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in my next video.